I am the Headless Headhunter. I am a corporate recruiter here to get you ahead of your job search by reviewing your resumes and giving you other tips and tricks. We have up first a front-end developer in the EU. The keywords between a United States front-end developer and an EU one are mostly the same. I would say the only real difference is they really cared about React a lot more than the US. React is still nice to have in the US, but it seemed, I don't know, like required, but in a ton of job descriptions. SEO actually wasn't there. I can take that out. And for some weird reason, DevOps. I don't know why. I'm not telling you why that is. I just saw it in a lot of front-end ones. But it is a bonus, not a needed. So, will we be able to find React, JavaScript, Angular, JS, HTML, CSS, PHP, SQL, Scrum, Agile, RESTful APIs, WordPress, Git, Vue, Next, and bonuses for extra languages, Cloud UI, UX, Sass, and TypeScript, and DevOps. Actually, Sass wasn't there as well. All right, but that's just a bonus. So, the answer is probably not. The 20 seconds I had to review this resume, I did not see those things. So now we're going to talk about how to put them in. So, blogging platform. All right, so these are projects. This doesn't need to be this long. I think you can fit this into a singular sentence. In addition, you don't need these little underline things down there. You don't need this underline. You don't need this underlining. And as you are in the EU, if you speak other languages, which I don't know if you do or not. Okay, their bear is just chilling. That is bear. I finally set up my bear cam. So I don't know if you speak other languages or not, but in the EU, it's pretty important to put that in. They very, very much want to see if you can speak other languages. So I would say under this, just put the languages you're proficient in. That is a very EU-specific thing. So, engineered a scalable blogging platform utilizing... Okay, that doesn't matter. Built a GitHub good CI/CD pipeline. I saw CI/CD once or twice, but that's more of a bonus. Runs code, Jest, Cypress, don't care. Storybooks, GitHub page, we already said it. Don't care. Deployment time, reduces a cut JavaScript. Okay, so here's my problem. You have it here. I need it here. This is why you can't really just say this, is you need to show how you used it. So you can just say, engineered a scalable blogging platform using React, and that would be it. That would be all I really needed. So I want that. That is what I need. In addition, JavaScript should not be at the bottom. So I don't like ranking the importance of keywords, but some industries, it's pretty obvious which is more important. And I would say, okay, PHP is not needed for this either, sorry. These are going to be your most important for front-end dev and EU. These are the ones I want to see within your first sentence on the first time. And again, not right here. I need to see them here. So those are going to be your most important stuff. Everything else is also important, but not as more important as those are. So, devise the algorithm solutions as part of a 5-man team. Facilitated a weekly code reviews. Bear, come here. What do you think of this resume? What do you think of this resume, Bear? I don't know if you think about it. Okay, seems like you don't care. Scalable feature. Yeah, because you talk all about scalable, but I don't see what I would need. So I think the only things I really found in this section were JavaScript, Git, and GitHub. Which, again, CI/CD can be a bonus, but it's not as major. I don't see the React. Your React should be, I would say, in like 2 or 3 of these. Okay, hi, buddy. So, all right, you kind of interrupted my video, bud. But I did call you. Architected, tools. All right, let's get you out of the camera. REST API. Yeah, the problem is it's not necessarily that you don't have it. We have 20 seconds. I need to see it like here. I need to see engineered a scalable backend or scalable whatever using React, JavaScript, Angular, and CSS. I also don't know if I found SQL anywhere here. No, I did not see SQL. Scrum or Agile you can get away with not having. What about APIs? Yeah, but it's all the way down there, and it's possible they're not going to get that far down. So, it's not... I don't think it's going to take you a ton of time to fix it, but you just need to shrink down some of these because there's not a lot of stuff I care about. Like, I don't care about migrated the development build from Webpack to Vite, slashing compile time by 67%. That can be deleted. I do care JavaScript, but I don't see HTML, CSS. And I don't think I see React besides up here in this little thing, so I don't see how you used it. React. There it is. But yeah, that's so far down. So you have the problem of too much information. You can overload the resume with keywords, and I believe that is what you did. So these were projects. I don't think you need 5 bullet points for them. Keep them at 3 minimum and put in more stuff. Make them more compact. And this is exactly why you cannot have a generalized resume. Is CI/CD may be great if I'm looking for full stack or something. Same with the UI resume or Jest or whatever. But I'm not looking for that in front end. I'm looking for these things in the EU at least. So that's all I can do with this resume. Before we go to the next one, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell. It really helps me out. And if you need more help, stop by my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. PST. And let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of, I don't know. They just said finance, but finance is too broad of a term because there are like 20 different jobs plus, actually probably more than 20 plus different jobs that can be finance. So I don't know what they're looking for. 20, I don't. You need to tell me the specific job title. The broader you are in your job title that you send to me, the less help I can give you. I need you to be very specific. Finance, I can't look up. So I don't know what the keywords are because that's so broad, especially because this is like in Switzerland or something. So I've not worked in Switzerland before. I would love to. Switzerland sounds amazing. So I can only judge this based on formatting, which it definitely fails. So this should be 1 line. All this combined should be 1 line. This, I don't know if you need this. Like, do you need this if you've already had this? I don't think so. Now, admittedly, I don't fully know what this is. I assume this is the high school equivalent. But regardless, I don't think you need it. You should just have this in 2 lines. Then, product developing. Don't do this. Please don't. Never put what you're about to say and then what you're going to say. It is a waste of space. It makes it harder to read the sentences. And it's just worse. So part of the team developing a new learning section but okay, this tells me nothing. What is this related to finance? Was it a financial thing? Was it learning how to code in Excel or not code in Excel? You're using Excel? Was it? I don't know what that is. Nothing. You don't tell me anything. Financial product trading for clients and helping them understand the market, financial products. See, this is actually solid. I like this. Again, I don't know if these are the correct keywords because I have no idea what kind of role you're going for, but I like how you wrote this. This is how you would want to write it, with one exception, is it should be past tense, should be traded for clients. Everything in your resume should be past tense, even if you're still working at the company. It just flows better. Events. Why? This doesn't. Okay. So this could be something, but not how you wrote it. Help to organize events for high net worth clients. Cool, that doesn't matter. What you want to say instead is organize events at our X and Y, where I did X and Y for stakeholders and clients that were prime or whatever. So again, I don't know what your keywords are because I don't know what this is. Is it a data analysis? You don't tell me how you did this. So this resume does not have anything, okay? You need to be specific with your job title. Finance is too broad. If you said MBA or not MBA, FBA or FNA, whatever the acronym is, I can't remember off the top of my head, I could find that. But I cannot find just finance, and your formatting is off. And I would hazard a bet that even if you knew what jobs you were applying to, these are not how you would write the sentences. Except for this one. This one would be strong if those are the right keywords, which again, I have no idea. I know a lot of markets. I don't know every market off the top of my head. I have to look it up, so I need the information. I don't see anything else. Yeah, you see banking later, but yeah, that's all I could really do. I don't know what this is. The formatting's off, and it reads like you don't know how to. It reads like even if you had the right keywords, you would not write them correctly. So that's all I can really do on this one. Let's go to the next resume. This is an underwriter resume. So as far as I was aware, I believe the underwriting industry was terrible, but when I was looking at it again, it seems to have stabilized. So underwriting might not be a terrible job market anymore. And if that is the case, although I cannot super confirm, then a 1 to 50, which is what this person has, is not great. In a very good market, you should be getting more than 1 in 50. And although it did look like underwriting was garbage, it looks like it may be making a comeback. So good for that industry. I'm really happy. So what we're going to be looking for is not a ton. It's just degree, basic math, customer service, Microsoft Office, advanced Excel, customer stakeholders, underwriting, real estate, multitask, and hit deadlines. Can we find it in there? No, I don't think we can. Let's see. What am I looking for? Licensed professor over the decade, services, strong worth ethic. This can be deleted. Again, stop doing 2 pages. All right. I mean, two columns. All right. You want it to be singular column. Okay. This is what it should look like. Please do this. This is what it looks like. This is peak what resumes should be. All right, single column. No resume is ever improved by 2 columns. And the reason is I did a 60-second review of this for my meter yeet videos on Shorts, and you can tell it took away about 4 seconds of what I had to find, and I only have 20. So this is not how you want to do it. Single column. It's never improved by 2 columns. Or 3 or 4. So increase profitability by accurately assessing potential exposure level. I don't know what that is. Look, what I'm looking for in an underwriter, and some of these were like entry level, the others were like 10 years of experience, is degree, basic math, customer service, Microsoft Office, advanced Excel, customer stakeholders, underwriting in real estate, and multitask and hit deadlines. That's kind of it. There were a couple of more specific, like, industry knowledge stuff that we would want, like, you know, if you're going specifically into like medical or in other parts of insurance. So there's 1 or 2 of those, but this is basically it, and I don't see that here. Again, you didn't tell me what kind of accounts there were. Enhanced customer satisfaction. Okay, so you don't tell me how you did it. Okay, through timely communication and effective negotiating of policy terms. Okay, kind of. But I need to know what it is, which you kind of do. I need to know how you did it, and I need to know the reason and result of it. Or reason or result. And I don't see that for here. Increase profitability by accurately assessing potential exposure levels. Cool. That doesn't have what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for increased profitability. I'm looking for, did you talk to customers and stakeholders? Did you do any underwriting? I don't know. Enhance customer satisfaction. Don't say enhance, just say like improve. Just keep it simple. This reads like nothing. That's the problem. I don't know if this is AI or not. This may not be AI, but this is how all AI resumes read to me, is they don't have what we need because the bullet points are bad. So delete this, put this into a single column, and expand on these bullet points. You don't have to go crazy. Just like, you know, I used algebra and Excel to create documentation and pivot tables to show stakeholders and customers, right? That is a good bullet point. Reviews policy documents before issuance, ensuring accuracy and conformance to approved standards. Cool. That's okay, but I still want to know a little more. Learn to underwrite good. See, this is a good sentence right here. I don't care about learn to underwrite. I just say underwrote or underwrote products while using risk assessment. So yeah, I don't see a lot of what I need. You have to explain this to me. And I don't know anything about your industry. And this is also why 2 columns suck, is you have less room for this. You're crunching up the part I actually like. So does this pass? I mean, apparently, since underwriting is now a better industry, some of this stuff doesn't matter as much, but even then, you should be getting more than 1 in 50. A 1 in 50 for a solid industry, it doesn't work. So you need to be doing better. I think an average for this would be 1 in 25. So single column, fix the formatting, actually make these good bullet points. Use this stuff. This is what I need. You kind of like alluded to it, but you didn't really say you did it. So that's all I can really do on this one. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of an office manager. So what we're looking for in an office manager is a degree, Microsoft Office, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, those kind of things. Multitask, this is going to be huge. You are the person to keep people on track. Customer service, such as clients, customers, and internal stakeholders, which can really all be the same thing or different. And the industry, also important, and how you documented everything and organize stuff. This is going to be the bulk of what it is how did you schedule things? How did you do your normal day-to-day? How did you keep people on track? That kind of stuff. So the very first thing we need to change is this. So normally what I say is you need to do this and nothing else. This is a case of where you actually do need a summary. So I would keep it like this. Keep the LinkedIn profile, which you do have. Move the city and state. So you're going to remove the city and state. And here's what I'm going to teach you to. So put the city and state down here. Phone number up here. Also make sure they are able to call you if you're in Korea. And here, instead of saying American citizen currently living in Korea, what you want to say is moving back to X by Y date, if can move sooner if needed. Because I believe they know you are a U.S. citizen. That is good because it opens up a lot more job opportunities. But they may not realize that you're looking to move back or when you're looking to move back. So I would make sure you have this to say moving back to X by Y so that they know when you're moving and that you're not just trying to do remote work. That way they know that, yes, if you get interviewed for an office manager position, you are going to be moving back there within a little bit. And I think that actually is probably the biggest issue with you're going to find is they're not going to want to interview you because they don't know when you're moving. And if you show that you're going to move in I'm moving in like 2 months, but I can move sooner if needed, they will move you forward. So a lot of movement. I think that is specifically one of the biggest cruxes here. All right. So I don't know what this certificate is. I don't know why it would be useful. Maybe it's an office management thing specifically. I have to look this up on the other side, but I don't think so. What is TEFL? TEFL is, I don't think you need to include that. I think this can be deleted because that is not related to office manager work. So, all right. So what we want, and I just see that you're in chat right now. So he's currently living in the States teaching English. Okay. So you want to make sure they know that, and that does make sense here. So just say moved back to X by Y. So that's all you want to show is that you've already moved back, just so they're 1,000% aware. So not just currently living in, just say moved back to X state on Y and looking for a position. Normally, I don't like summaries. In this case, I think it may be needed so that they don't know that you're not, that you really, really want to avoid making them think you're currently out of state. So this, so I know those were 3 different schools. I think you could put them all in the same line. I would just say native English teacher at, Korean schools, right? And then in the first one, you could say taught at blankety blank the blank one. So you don't need all of these. This case, you can just say, it was 3 separate schools, all that kind of thing. That was the way it worked. So taught 19 individual classes weekly and independently managed class calendars. Google. Okay, so this should be 2 sentences. Everything needs to be 1 bullet point per sentence. Okay. And in this case, taught 19 individual classes weekly and independently managed class calendars. So here is how I would rephrase this, and we can work a little bit on this out of the video because this might take a little finagling, is I would say managed X classes weekly. So I would say X classes weekly with over 400 students ensuring calendars were set by using Microsoft Office and Word. So we can kind of wrap these into one and make it shorter. So created lesson plans, educational games, and multimedia presentations in Microsoft PowerPoint Clipchamp. This one's fine. Planned and managed seasonal and program, creating customized instructional materials. This should be higher up. I actually really like this. Worked with 2 other English grammar teachers by scheduling facilitated weekly team meetings. That also can be combined. I think you just need to combine some of these. And it's okay to have this be shorter because you have an office manager below here as well. So if anything, you want to maybe only shrink this to 2 or 3. Also, give me 1 second. The Costco person is here delivering my food. So I'm sorry. I got to give this to the person staying with us so they can answer it. Corey, thank you. All right, we're back. Super professional. All right. So, yeah. This, I don't think, needs to be longer than 3 bullet points, and you can maybe fit it into 5 lines or so. So we're going to work with that because you're on my Twitch after this. And then here, oversaw daily operations with minimal supervision, such as answering questions via email, phone. Too long processing. Yeah, you again, 3 maximum. Each bullet point needs to be 3 maximum. It's just too long. Build to maintain relationships with other 200. This is actually really solid. I like that one. Manage logistics. Everything like yeah. So I want to make sure they get to that because that has the stuff I need. I really like that. It's just there. It's a little too wordy, and especially for an office manager position, that could be terrible. So that's all I can do for this one. It doesn't pass, but it's getting a lot closer because I remember the previous ones, and I don't think it's going to take you more than like an hour or 2 to fix it, and then you're going to start getting interviews. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of an systems analyst. The reason I did not get the keywords is this is one where it'd be better if you stopped on the live stream so I could help you out directly, because a lot of these were very different, and what systems you are analyzing is going to vary in the keywords. So you told me a little bit, but I would really need to find these with you directly, and the job description you linked wasn't a very good job description. So the only thing I know for sure that was common is your degree, that you have Microsoft Office Suite, so Advanced Excel, Word, and PowerPoint, cross-functional, you've met KPIs. There's going to be more that you would need. I don't know what those are off the top of my head, and I could not find them. So stop by the stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. PST, and I can help you find those directly there. So you have a 1 in 50 ratio, which is not the worst, truthfully. And you told me a lot of stuff, which is good. I'd always rather more information than less. And you said your resume isn't making it past the initial AI screening stage. That is not how they work. Does AI screening and ATSs exist? Yes, they do exist, but they don't exist in a volume. It's seriously about 1 in 100 ATSs actually have those features. So yes, they do exist, but that's not how they're working. What they are working, what is doing it, is it's ordering your resume in a first come first serve manner. So we look at resumes, humans do, human recruiters who have 20 seconds, which is what my meet or yeet thing is about, is that's actually in fact, if you want to know why your resume isn't getting past the screener, check out my meet or yeet shorts. That is exactly what a recruiter has to do. Like, that is how long we have between 15 and 30 seconds. Averages out to about 20 seconds per resume. And if we cannot find it in those seconds with that list, you're gonna get yeeted into the trash. So that's why, is it's not related to the ATS doing it. It's a human who is barely has time to think, a human who may not know the industry knowledge, a human who was given faulty information, but a human nonetheless. So a faulty human, and I'm including myself amongst that, but it is a human. So I'm just going to try to find at least some of these, but first off, your formatting isn't good. So analytical minded, blah, blah, blah. This doesn't matter. Delete this. Core skills, also delete this. You do not want this. So the reason you do not want this is because of how we review resumes. It's not the ATS rejecting you. It's we have 20 seconds to find it. And unless you tell us how you use the skill and the result or the reason, it doesn't count. it doesn't count. You can't just say project management. You have to say how you did it. You can't say team collaboration. You can't say cross-functional. You have to say it here. So this entire section is wasted space on your resume. What you want it to look like is this. There's a reason like this. End of the degree. I don't know. Maybe you didn't get one. That's fine. San Diego State's applied. Yeah, your degree should be up top. They would love this degree. If anything, that is hurting you. So you don't want to put when you graduated. Just put status graduated. So put that up at the top. Just say status graduated, education search, then go directly into this. All right. Now, you did tell me why you've been out of the job force for about 8 to 9 years. That is going to impact your resume. Gaps are not a huge deal until they get to 2-year marks. The problem is this is past 2 years. This is well past. And your chances are going to get hurt because of that. There's not a ton of other things you can do to counteract that. I understand this is a bad situation and I'm not making fun of you for it. I'm just letting you know your chances are going to be less. So you may, a 1 in 50 means the rest of this probably has a bit of what we're needing. It's just harder to find. So apply fast, apply quick, and this is where your resume really starts after the education, which you do need. So, manage complex research and multiple security operation performance for project for clients certain compliance required filings. I actually really like this. Again, I can't fully know all the keywords, but I do like how you wrote this. It just, again, this should be in a bullet point. That should just be your first one. Achieved optimal results in carrying out trades and variety. These need to be wrapped up together, and it needs to be your first bullet point. And instead of that, I would say managed research and analysis of multiple security and operation performance reports, along with carrying out trades for equity, mutual funds, options, and bonds. So that is what I would like your first one to be. No longer than 3 lines. 3 lines maximum. And then don't say enhanced. I hate when the simpler you make your resume, the better. So data workflows, just say used Excel and Bloomberg linked formulas to streamline our data while delivering actionable insights. And well, this one doesn't matter as much. So you would be also well suited for the guide I have. It's on the site where you submit it. I can ask it and I can link it down, but some of these are right. The problem is it's too wordy. And what they're going to do is they're going to see this, they're going to see this, then they're going to see this, and they're not going to find what they need. So you need to simplify this. This is corporatized, okay? There's a lot of things where you want to speak corpo. Your resume is not one of them. The more adjectives, the more enhanced, the more flooped the whooped, the more hablobbles you add, the worse it is. It needs to be focused and it needs to read like a government form. I think I found cross-functional, but I couldn't tell. In fact, we had a person who was helping like manage and hire software developers, right? And even then they said, oh, right, my friend that is a manager at a company I used to work at asked for them some feedback on developer resumes. Of the 4 to 3 of them, they sounded like me. Cool. These bullet points are words, but how did you use PHP, SQL, Excel, etc.? And couldn't figure out what they did. Almost every single bullet point was vague and samey. That is what your problem is. This might have some good bullet points, but you bury it in garbage. Your resume is a boring form. Your resume sucks at showing how great you are and how amazing you are. Don't use it like that. You will fail. The only people that can do that is pure sales roles, and even then they require a very specific way to do it. So this is too wordy. I think you have a few of the keywords I'd be looking for. I'm going to guess based on that ratio, but I couldn't figure out what they were exactly. And this is almost a very good sentence. Right? Like improved, used Excel and Bloomberg link formulas to improve our data workflows would be a great one. So I need it to be simpler. I need it to be basic. It's not the ATS that is rejecting you. It is a human. Unless you apply after there's already 400 people, and then in that case, yeah, that is, you need to apply early. The faster you apply, the better your chances. So that's all I can do for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell, and I will see you all in the next video where I help you get ahead of your job search. See you in the next video, y'all.